Alright, what's up y'all? Welcome to the channel. So I want to look at these three scriptures here. The scriptures today that we will be focusing on is going to be Matthew, Mark, and Luke. Matthew 16:24 says, "Then Jesus said to his disciples, 'Whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves and take up their cross and follow me.' Mark 8:34 says, 'Whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves, take up their cross, and follow me.' And the last one is Luke 9:23. It says, 'Whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves and take up their cross daily and follow me.' To deny oneself means more than resisting temptation in the moments of weakness. It means refusing to allow sin, pride, fear, or the spirit of this world to reshape who God created you to be. We are not merely called to avoid sin, we are called to resist being transformed by it. Scripture makes it clear that the struggle we face is not merely human or visible. The Bible tells us there is evil operating beyond what the eye can see. The Apostle Paul writes about it in Ephesians 6:12. "For our struggles is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms." So the world that we live in right now, this is very true. Satan has done a good job on convincing people that he does not exist. Do I need to say it again? Because I might. The battles you face, the pressure, the temptation, the confusion, the discouragement are not random. They are spiritual opposition. There is a spiritual opposition that seeks to distort truth, weaken faith, and pull the human heart away from God. Paul also warns about this in Ephesians 2:2, that the world is influenced by the ruler of the power of the air, the spirit, who is now at work at those who are disobedient. In 2 Corinthians 10:3-4 it says, "For though we live in the world, we do not wage war as the world does. The weapons we fight with are not the weapons of the world." This is why Jesus does not say, "Improve yourself and follow me." He says, "Deny yourself," because the self when left unsubmitted is vulnerable to deception. The self when uncrucified is easily influenced. And the self when placed above Christ is the very opening through which evil works. Let me say it one more time. And the self, when placed above Christ, becomes the very opening through which evil works. The only way to stand against the darkness in high places is not through willpower, intelligence, or moral effort alone. It is through following Jesus daily, fully, and without reservation. When Jesus says, "Take up your cross," he is calling us to die to the authority of sin and live under the authority of God. And when Luke records the word daily, he tells us that surrender is not a one-time decision, it is a lifelong posture of the heart. Following Jesus is the only path that leads to truth and freedom and life. Anything else leaves us defenseless against the battle we were never meant to fight alone. If you made it to the end of the video, I just want to say thank you.